Well, hello there, and welcome to Mind Your Business. I'm Jennifer Anderson, host of the show and executive director of the Georgina Chamber of Commerce. Well, with more than 17,000 acres of farmland, Georgina is home to more than 100 farms. It's also reported that more than 20% of York Region farms sell directly to consumers, most selling through gate sales, stands, and kiosks. On today's show, we really want to shed a light on agriculture in Georgina and agri-tourism in Georgina. So my guests include a local organization, a local business, and a representative from the town of Georgina's Economic Development and Tourism Division. Going to introduce my guests to you now. Please welcome Amanda Gordon. She is co-owner of Clover Hill Flowers. And Amanda, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Jamie Lee Warner is a colleague of mine. We work very closely with Economic Development and Tourism. She is the partnership coordinator in that division at the town of Georgina, a very long title. Welcome, Jamie Lee, to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And last but not least, Michael Wilson. Wilson is an agripreneur with Clearwater Farm. Agripreneur with Clearwater Farm. Michael, thank you for joining us on the show today.
Hi, Jennifer. Thanks so much for having us on. And that's a bit of a mouthful, the Agripreneur program. So we'll get to that later.
Yes. Well, actually, we're going to get to it now. I'm going to start with you. You're in the hot seat. First of all, tell me what Clearwater Farm is.
Sure. So we're an educational farm. We're located right on Lake Drive at Kennedy Road. So sort of in the heart of Georgina. We've got a ton of great things going on this summer. But as I said, our focus is on education. It's a place where kids can come to get their hands dirty and learn about nature and the great outdoors. And it's also a place where young people can come and learn the hands-on skills of agriculture and this agripreneur program, which we have started and been running for a few years now.
So tell me, you are an agripreneur. Tell me what that means.
Sure. So I've started at Clearwater. This is my 5th year. So I actually started here before the Agripreneur program existed. But I spent a couple of years learning the hands-on skills of farming. So out in the fields, planting crops, seeding, harvesting. And then from there, I've taken on a more active role in the marketing, the sales, and the development of the farm business. So I actually now manage the day-to-day of the farm business, and I've got a great team of young agripreneurs, lead growers, and we all work together to really make this place grow.
Well, and you mentioned right off the top that it is a busy summer.
It is. Yeah, we've got lots of exciting things going on. We just launched with our first summer Saturday of the year on Saturday. And that is a farm stand. It's a collection of other vendors who can come here and set up booths. And then it's also a place where we have activities for kids, family art project, yoga classes. It's really a place where we're welcoming the community to come in, explore the farm, learn more about what we do. And on various dates throughout the summer, we'll have music, we'll have some local food vendors, and we're really excited for the season ahead.
And I'm going to assume here, but certainly as an event or as an initiative takes place with a business or organization, over the years you want it to be bigger and better. So I know that the farm stand is a returning feature to the farm, but obviously this year with Summer Saturdays, with all of the things that have been added, you are growing that initiative and that event and raising awareness for the farm.
We definitely are, and it's one of the things coming out of COVID that we're so excited about. Like, this place has always been a hub of activity. We used to have the summer camp programs, and so just seeing kids on the property, we had the theme of the art project last week was pollinators. So we had kids out exploring in the fields. They had butterfly nets. They got to go back and do an art project, which really helped tie all of that program together. It was specifically geared towards the pollinators and just a place where they can come and get that hands-on learning experience.
It really is a simple thing to do, but such a powerful thing. And I'm referring to the simplicity of just not technology, not of the, just the simplicity of being outdoors, being in the environment, but what a powerful way to learn about this world and how to protect it.
It really is. And that's one of the things that we're most excited about. We're right on the lake. All of our growing practices are geared towards water-wise agriculture. And so passing that on, not only through our young agripreneurs, but to that next generation of kids before who are going to grow up to care about the environment, know where their food is growing, exploring in nature, and just getting outside and having fun.
Right. You mentioned the Family Art Project. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yep. So that is really, it's a place where you can come and explore the farm. We do have different themes every week. You can check into our website and our social media to get a current update of all those different themes. But as I said, it was about pollinators last week. It was really exciting. What we're aiming to do is just, make it a learning experience about nature in an approachable way. Where you then get to go back and spend some time creating an art project, which will tie into something that you just learned.
Right, but evolving over each week.
Exactly, evolving over the course of the season, a different theme every week. And we're really excited about this one. So if you've got kids, if you're in the community, be sure to come by and check it out.
A little bit of a silly question, I think, but the farm stand, I know that people might know what is in a farm stand, but for you, what is the farm stand? It's obviously what's currently growing.
Yeah, so it's really a place where we lead with lots of produce growing here on the farm. We also source in from some other local growers for things that we're not growing. Like we have this beautiful asparagus from Homestead Orchards at the moment. We've got some strawberries and then a ton of just fresh vegetables that we produce here on the farm. We've also got various products from different vendors from across Georgina. Things like honey from Hive Share. We've got maple syrup. We've got some Grattan's Greatest mustards. We've got jams. And so, we're really encouraging people to come out and see what we've got. And then one of the exciting things is also having those other guest vendors this year. So we had someone who had baked goods. We had some young girls who produced this lemonade over in Uxbridge. And we're just trying to make it a place where we're celebrating food grown or produced here in Georgina.
And that's a huge shout out to Clearwater Farm. The idea of that collaboration piece and really bringing in other businesses and connecting with businesses, because you can see that, as you mentioned, those vendors, if you go onto your website and take a look at the dates, there's a drop down for each date and who those vendors are and the links to their businesses. And so it really is a great collaboration piece for other agri businesses that are in the area.
It really is. And we're lucky to have so many great neighbors up here. Amanda from Clover Hill, who you'll hear from in a few minutes, but we're just really happy to be here in Georgina and to be connecting with so many great neighbors. We are also at the farmers market in Sutton on Sundays. We're sharing a booth with another vendor, Daniel Hoffman from the Cutting Veg. Mm-hmm. And so we're there every other Sunday. He's there when we're not there. And again, just a way to sort of collaborate and team up and be more visible and present in the community here.
Amazing. Michael, thank you so much for being a part of the show today. It's really important to spread the word about what you're doing at the farm.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Jennifer.
Now, you did mention Amanda. We're going to bring Amanda in. It's wonderful to have you joining us on this show. Amanda, first of all, tell us a little bit about Clover Hill Flowers.
So Clover Hill Flowers is a family-run business by my mom, Debbie, and I. So we're a mother-daughter duo. We have our flower field on Old Homestead Road near Woodbine. So we're on the Ontario Greenbelt, which has been permanently protected since 2005. So we grow specialty cut flowers, but we use a chemical-free and sustainable growing method. So along with growing our own flowers, we also do floral designs, workshops. We grow edible flowers, and we have a farm stand as well.
So let's kind of go back to the very beginning. What makes you, and obviously there's a little bit of a passion for flowers and the environment in our community, but what makes you start a business like this?
So Debbie had a background in floral design, and I had been running a lifestyle blog called Life at Clover Hill, because the farmhouse that we're on is called Clover Hill. And I specialized in media marketing. And so when my husband and I moved back to Georgina, we found an old farmhouse and it had land, and we quickly realized that we had to plant something or it was just going to all be weeds. So the first year we just put down wildflowers, and they grew like crazy. And then that was when we kind of realized, okay, maybe we have something here that we could work with. So we started researching more, some sustainable growing methods. And over the last 7 years, we've continually improved those methods. We have more and more varieties every year. I think right now we have over 100 varieties of annuals, perennials, and vegetables and foliage and things in our field. And we've also, expanded our growing space within the property as well. And then now we've over the last few years started doing the farm stand, because we originally started doing markets, which we saw Michael every week. We were at the Georgina Farmers Market when it started too. But now we're kind of keeping it on the property. And then we also take stuff to Queensland Marketplace. They've been a great partner of ours for a number of years now.
And just like having that conversation with Michael, that collaboration piece and knowing people in Georgina and your community really is an asset to our local businesses. And it's something that I assume you value based on your vision and your work ethic and everything that you're doing with Clover Hill.
Yeah, for Debbie and I, we see a lot of value in improving agritourism. Benefits all of us, not just the farms, but also all of the businesses in the community as well. I mean, agriculture has been here for generations, and it really is a big part of our community. And sometimes it doesn't get shown as much. And I think there's a real shift, especially over the last couple of years, to focusing on how fortunate we are to have locally grown food here that is accessible. And I mean, to us, flowers are still a type of, we do sell edible flowers, but they're not a food. But to us, it's having something that's local, that's not being flown in, that has a low carbon footprint, is really important to us.
You've talked about a few different aspects of the business. I want to flesh out a few more details. That farm stand is always available, and you are continually changing and restocking what you have.
Yes. So we start off in the spring having our cutting flower seedlings. So anyone who's gardening, who wants to try to grow their own cutting flowers, we have curated collections of seedlings. They can pick those up. And then once the weather starts to get warmer, we open up our farm stand on the weekends. And then we have flowers at, like I said, at Queensway all week long. And we also have an online shop that people can order all summer long and pick up as well.
Well, and that was my next question. The online shop is constantly evolving. I know there was teachers' gifts, and I know so some of those things will change or those topics will change, but really the products are amazing and stay the same.
Yeah, so we were very fortunate that we got into e-commerce before the pandemic started. Because I have a website, I have a background in web development, and so we had opened our e-commerce store in 2019. And so it was great because we already had a bit of a understanding of it, and we were able to really pivot our business to focus on that at the beginning of the pandemic. And now we've just kept it up because it's been a great way to sell products all year long as well. We've developed a product line of floral bath products using flowers and lavender and things from our own property. And we've done collaborations to make botanical candles with Wild Soul Herbalism, We've been able to expand our workshop offerings. So we did virtual workshops because we were able to put those on there as well. So jumping into e-commerce early was a big help for us in, shouldering the last couple of years. So.
And you are fabulous at these segues. As you mentioned, workshops and virtual workshops, those are in person and virtual. What are you heading into over the next couple of months?
So we're very excited to be back to being in person this year for the first time. So in a couple of years. So there's workshops at the flower field. So people can come here and have really immersive experience being in the flower field and harvesting things from in there as well. And we also love to do collaborations off farm as well. So we do workshops with Market Brewery. We have workshops this year with Turkey Shoot right here in Keswick. We also have a workshop coming with Mess Hall. We do private ones as well. So we do a lot of private workshops for bachelorette parties and baby showers and corporate retreats and things like that. We kind of try to do a variety of things, but that's one of our favorite parts is getting to share our passion for flowers with other people and getting to see how people play with our flowers differently. It's a really, really fun part of the business.
And you are obviously very passionate about the environment and protecting our environment, but why is agritourism so important in this community?
I think, we're so lucky in Ontario that we do have protected space with the Greenbelt, and that it's, we all see urban sprawl as part of the nature of things right now, but that we have to really realize that if we don't protect this land and we don't keep working on this land, that it would eventually go away. And so I think agritourism helps highlight that educational piece for people as well, to see that you can get so much in your community. That's why we like to go around and see other businesses. I got to go to the family art project this weekend with my kids at Clearwater. They loved it, which was funny because they live in a flower farm and they see pollinators all the time, and they were obsessed about the ones there. Like, it's the same bugs, but they were just so excited to have the nets and do the craft and stuff. So, we really try to focus on showing everybody else as well. There's so many great people who are working in this community and producing, and we just want to, keep that momentum going and really highlight it.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
We talk about these collaborations and we talk about the networking that exists within our community. And I know that's very exciting for me in the business that I am in with the Chamber and seeing businesses interact and collaborate. I would have no doubt that it's also very exciting for you, Jamie Lee, from an economic development point of view, from being a part of the town and seeing those collaborations. So welcome to the show. Am I true? Is that true for you as well?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, you get a little excited when you see all of these things. First of all, for anybody who doesn't know, your division within the town of Georgina is Economic Development and Tourism. What is it that division does? Hang on, we got to get you unmuted. All right.
Thanks, Jen. I apologize. My dog is barking in the background. So
I knew that you had silenced for your next guest on the show.
So Economic Development and Tourism Division, we facilitate local economic growth by ensuring the community meets the social and economic and cultural needs of our residents and our business owners. We facilitate that in many ways. We have a lot of programs and initiatives to support that, such as our business class program, which supports developers. We have a community improvement plan program, which provides grants for businesses in the BIAs. And another one that's appropriate to mention is our Grown in Georgina project.
Okay, so maybe let's start with Grown in Georgina and talk a little bit about that project and how it came about.
Yeah, definitely. So it is an initiative that we recently developed. It's intended to encourage collaboration, like we've been speaking about. So collaboration and partnerships between, local agribusinesses. We really see that we have such a variety, and there's so many ways that we can bring these businesses together and really support each other. So that's part of it, all while promoting agritourism. So again, that was mentioned, bringing in visitors to Georgina, again, to support our businesses and to highlight what we have to offer, and also the accessibility of the produce that we have here.
Very good. So a lot is, it's kind of an umbrella of a lot of what the town is doing in terms of agritourism. I know one of the aspects of that is the Field to Table event that takes place. Let's talk a little bit about that event.
Yeah, of course. So this event started in 2018, and we've done it annually, and it is growing each year with popularity. Basically, it's a one-day event where participating agribusinesses open their gates for the day, and visitors can go around Georgina self-guided and visit the many farms and agribusinesses. It's quite nice because we have such a variety. So they're not seeing the same thing twice. They get a lot of different experiences when they go on to the farm sites. There are different tours, educational experiences. They can purchase fresh produce and products. So it's a really great way to explore the community and what we have to offer. We also end the event with winning a fresh farm basket. So we encourage more visits to the farm because they can enter into a draw where they can win that produce basket. And the event overall, it just brings an awareness to Georgina's agricultural community, and again, encourages that collaboration that we were talking about.
Well, and it's nice too, because it's at each of the locations. It's at each of the farms or the organizations. So really people are stepping into that environment rather than walking up to a booth, for example.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I want to, last year was amazing. Part of it was, the businesses and the organizations that were a part of the event, but it was one of the first events that was taking place as we were coming through COVID, and people were able to be outside, still able to, be safe and socially distanced. But there was hundreds of people that went out to tour the event, and it really was amazing. And I can only imagine, like the conversation with Michael, it will get bigger and better each year.
Yeah, we were very happy. We weren't sure what the turnout would be like, because as you said, coming out of COVID, but I think the fact that it's an outdoor event, that people can go at their own pace, they can go to as many or as little farms as they want, it really provided flexibility. And once people get out there, they just want to keep going because it's such a great, fun event.
Right. You and your team are always smiling faces at the farmers market. I see you a lot at the farmers market, but the town is involved.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, we are. We do provide funding, but we also make our presence there. We have a booth there often where you can come and say hello, and we have lots of interesting material from the town. We love to encourage that market. It's such an amazing place to go. There's so much happening there. So we really love being involved in that. And, we got to run it through COVID, which was really great too, with a lot of safety plans in place. But again, it worked out well. And I think it goes back to, people want that experience. They want to get out and experience those products.
Right. In addition to that, there's also a lot of opportunities for people to be able to see these businesses firsthand and be able to walk through and see a lot of great products and services that are grown and made locally. Your website, and we have put everybody's website on the screen throughout the show, but your website has a great section on agritourism, and that includes a local map of some local farms, and that's important for the town to promote.
Yeah, so it's an interactive map, which is really cool. So we're encouraging people to go on there, and you can have a look at the many, farm gate sales around, different restaurants, different shops that sell Georgina made items and produce. So it's again back to that accessibility, highlighting what we have here in our backyard, and there's so much. So we want to have that up front and center so that people have access to that.
Yeah. And I know you've kind of laced this throughout each of your answers and throughout the conversation, but as we end the show, why is it so important for the town to promote this agritourism in our community?
Yeah. Like you said, that collaboration piece is huge because it allows businesses to cross promote, different restaurants may use local produce in their dishes. It just really brings everyone together. It also adds an additional income opportunity for these producers as well, and direct marketing opportunities. It also supports that agritourism, which brings people here and helps out our economy.
Yeah. Yeah. One last question, because I have just a little bit of time to kick in, but I know a part of that Grown in Georgina was the Taste of Georgina event. And I know that it is, as you just mentioned, restaurants using locally grown products. It is one of those things that we should add that I assume will continue into the future. And it's a great event where people can also experience things that are happening in this community.
Yeah, so this event came up during the pandemic, just to further support our local restaurants. But there's such an opportunity there, Jen, where we can combine, different farms with restaurants and just highlight those dishes. And it tastes better and it's affordable. So it's a really great opportunity for us to explore further.
Perfect. And a great way to end the show. Thank you, Jamie Lee, for being a part of the show today.
Thank you.
And thank you to all of my guests who were on the show and promoting a little bit about agritourism. Want to thank everybody at Rogers TV Georgina for the opportunity to have Mind Your Business on the air. It's not only on the show, but it's or on the channel. It's live streamed on their website, and it's also available on the Rogers TV YouTube channel. So a great opportunity for promoting local businesses and promoting information for local businesses. On behalf of everybody here at the Georgina Chamber of Commerce and of course Rogers TV Georgina, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Mind Your Business.